All right, guys, today we are going to be reacting to German cabinet approved bill to liberalize cannabis use. Let's jump in.
Germany's cabinet has approved a draft bill to partially legalise the use of cannabis. It's the first step in a two-part plan and will need to be approved by Parliament. It would allow individuals to possess up to 25 grams of cannabis for recreational use and to grow up to 3 plants at home. People will also be able to join cannabis clubs to exchange marijuana. German Health Minister Karl Lauterbach said previous drug policies had failed as marijuana use was growing and black market products were becoming more dangerous.
It's a turnaround in our drug policy. We're decriminalising cannabis, but we're doing it in a controlled way, where private cultivation is allowed, where personal consumption is allowed, where the possession of 25 grams of cannabis is exempt from punishment.
Our political correspondent Benjamin Alvarez-Gruber has more. Welcome, Ben. Talk us through the main points of this draft bill.
So you mentioned the 25 grams of cannabis. It can be a maximum of 50 grams per month. And there will be the so-called cannabis clubs where people can meet, non-profit clubs, and then also exchange and grow these plants together. Will be a maximum of 3 plants that everyone can have in their homes for recreational use. And that's something that the German Health Minister Karl Lauterbach stressed. This is not a complete giving everyone the possibility to buy. There will also be strict rules, and what's important, and what he's also saying and stressing, that there will be a focus also on preventing minors of getting these drugs. So these are the 3 rules: that people will be able to have 3 plants, that they can have maximum 25 grams per day or 50 grams per month, and there will be the so-called cannabis clubs.
And why are they doing this? What sort of benefits is Germany expecting to get?
Yeah, that's the question. What's the benefit? I guess it's more like we don't want to deal with this anymore. We're just tired of it. Just do whatever the hell you want.
There are many reasons for that, many reasons for the government to push for this. These are 2 plans. Today he presented the first stage of the plan that passed the German cabinet earlier today. What they said is that they want to push back the black market and also want to reduce the number of things that police officers and agencies have to do when it comes to people that have been getting this cannabis drugs and have been also sent by police officers or have been caught. So they want to reduce that as well, and they want to make it easier for people also to get the information about the drug, to also tell them that it's still dangerous if they confuse it and consume it in a big amount. But at the same time also starting the strategy to prevent minors from accessing these drugs. But those are the 2 main points. So on one way, reducing the cost and how difficult it is, reducing cost also of prisons, of agencies when it comes to drug-related crimes as well.
Right, and it has had its share of controversy. Talk us through what the critics have been saying.
That's right, there has been criticism not only from the opposition, there's also the police unions saying that they don't know if they need more capacities to track these cases. The pro-business FDP party, that's one of the 3 parties that's part of the government, has also criticized it, saying that they need more concrete ideas on what this will actually mean. Some are accusing the health ministry and also the German government in total of minimizing the effects that this might have. So we expect this to go further. This will also go through the Bundestag, through the parliament. The government expects this to be passed by the end of the year.
Thanks for that, Benjamin Alvarez-Gruber.
And I'm joined now by...
I mean, this is what the Germans wanted it. You have to respect it, right? No, the only thing we can do now is just to hear the arguments.
Nicholas Kuparanis, he's the co-founder of a company that sells cannabis here in Germany. Welcome to DW. You are in the cannabis industry yourself, so you must be happy about this new bill.
First of all, it's a pleasure being here. Thank you very much for having me. We are happy, especially for the reclassification of medical cannabis. That is something that was needed in the past. And
medical. He said medical. He said medical. Hopefully we make that distinction. He said medical.
Is done now by the first pillar. And also the decriminalization has its upsides. For example, Germany is spending 1 billion euros for law enforcement for the pursuit of offenses for cannabis. 85% of these offenses are only minor causes. So, for example, consumption. So we can also save money in the law enforcement system in Germany. So quite happy right now, yeah.
Okay, and the German health minister, of course, is saying this bill will help to fight the sale of products on the black market. I mean, do you think that this will work?
So basically, it could work. So you basically saying you can consume it, no problem, but you have to make it your own. You have to plant it your own. You cannot buy it on the streets. See, that's not a problem. I think that's fair. Oh, what happened here? My kid just blasted my microphone. So yeah, I think that's fair. If you can have the plant and just you farm it your own, just do it your own, cultivate it your own, use it for your own, that's fine. Now you want to sell it, you have to get a business. You have to go to the legal channels to do so.
Like I said, it's the first step, right? The full-scale legalization didn't happen. That is something what the government promised by the end of 2021. That will not happen, obviously, because of international law, because of EU law. That is something what takes time and also takes companionship within the EU for member states to join our forces and then basically have a change on the EU level. What Mr. Lauterbach is doing now, what the government is doing now, is a first step, and that is necessary, that first step. It is decriminalization, it is cannabis clubs, it is home grow, it is also the possession of 25 grams, and it is also reclassification of medical cannabis, which is great for patients, great for doctors, great for pharmacies. Second pillar, we don't know when that will happen. We don't have a law till now, probably in 2024. Is the scientific pilot projects in Germany regionally. That is full-scale legalization under the recreational umbrella, the full value chain legalization. That is the second pillar.
Okay. You say all of this is necessary. The draft bill has, of course, faced a whole lot of criticism. The Professional Association of Pediatricians in Germany is condemning the plans. They say it will encourage cannabis consumption among young people. What's your response to a criticism like that?
I strongly disagree. That is the most important step Germany could take right now. A illicit market is not something what we want to have. There's no control in terms of quality. There's no control in terms of youth protection. That is something what is outdated, and we had prohibition for 60 years now. Nothing has changed. So what we are doing right now is choosing a different approach in Germany.
You know what's crazy? I have to say, I don't know why they legalize that. I have no problem with that for now, right? For now, I don't have no problem with that. But why not throw in propaganda, man? I mean, it works here in the United States, guys. Like the cigarette consumption in the United States has gone down so much. It's very rare when you see somebody smoking a cigarette. It's very rare. Seriously, guys, it's very rare when you see some people smoking. You can go to a lot of airports where you have where they have like smoking rooms, and you will see this mostly empty. There's no people are not there. The propaganda campaign against smoking. And truthfully, right? See, truthfully, if you're doing a propaganda campaign with lies, it's not good. You have to be truthful. We know that smoking American cigarettes, it will cause you cancer, lung cancer. It will destroy your immune system. It will rot your teeth. There's a lot of things that you can. It will create like COPD, high blood pressure, cholesterol problem. Like you can go with that. With real truth, just go with that. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't care either way.
Market to have controlled quality and to also secure our youth from using cannabis, and that is absolutely necessary. So I don't understand these statements because they don't make sense to me if prohibition for 60 years has failed.
Nicholas Capranos, thank you so much
for
your time and for your point of view.
Thank you very much.
And we can get more reaction to this new proposed law now from a member of the German Parliament, Christine Lüttke. She's the spokesperson for addiction and drug policy for the business-friendly FDP party, which is part of the current German government. Welcome to DW, Ms. Lüttke. Before we talk about the pros and cons of this draft law, can you help our audience understand it better? Tell us what this law actually looks like.
Yes, first of all, greetings from Germany. The current draft of the cannabis bill, it finds solutions for the home growing of cannabis plants. Each adult can grow up to 3 plants in the home, on the balcony or in the garden, and there will be also the possibility to grow cannabis together with others in the so-called cannabis clubs. And there will be a decriminalization of cannabis up to 25 grams one can carry around in public, and in private there's a maximum of 50 grams of cannabis for adults from the age of 21, and for adults aged 18 to 21, there is suggested that there will be, first of all, THC restrictions of 10%. And also a smaller amount of cannabis, which would be allowed to carry around.
So it has to be almost completely exempt from chemicals and anything, or what they use like to stretch it out, right?
And to possess.
Okay, so we're talking about legalization, but control. You're in favor of legalizing cannabis, but you have been very critical of this draft law. Can you tell us why?
Yes, I am in favor of the legalization, but I'm also kind of critical because the draft we have read this morning, it contains and continues the prohibition policy in a way. There is still some steps to go to meet the agreements we made in the coalition treaty, and we agreed on ending prohibition once and for all, and to focus more on prevention, education, and harm reduction in cannabis policy. And now we have a lot of small-scale regulations that are intended to provide more protection of the youth, the health, and the consumers, but they are very bureaucratic and hard to control, and would push also the overburdened judiciary to its limits. So we have to find regulations that work out and that are practical. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, to be honest, a lot of these things, one step at a time, right? One step at a time. You cannot just go, hey, legalize it, everything. Like, no, you just take, one step at a time, one law at a time. And I think at the end, they might just get what they want. I think, that's a good start. That's what the German people want. You have to respect the guy. There's nothing else you can do. You have to respect it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' opinion regarding the topic. I was going to mention, make sure you liked and subscribe and share and comment. I'll see you in the next one.